Hi, I'm Dr. Mike DeBoard, president of B3 Sciences. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to share with you a new way to exercise, new technology that's going to benefit your thyroid, especially people who have low functioning thyroids. And we've known the solution for a long time. Our US Department of Health has known it: vigorous exercise. Adults need 300 minutes weekly. Older adults need 150 minutes weekly. Also, Harvard agrees that the secret to health, including thyroid health and longevity, is vigorous exercise. Similar to the US Department of Health, 6 days a week for life of vigorous aerobic, 4 days per week, and vigorous strength training, 2 days per week. Again, vigorous, regular exercise. But here's the challenge: most people think light exercise is vigorous. They think going for a walk or a bike ride or light weightlifting or a 20-minute session on the elliptical machine at the gym is vigorous exercise. It's not. What is vigorous exercise? It's very simple. When you're exercising and you're feeling the burn in your muscles for a minimum of 10 minutes or more, that's vigorous exercise. You see, vigorous exercise, when you're producing lactic acid and you're feeling the burn from doing exercise, stimulates growth hormone. And it also stimulates your thyroid, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Now, look at this comparison. What type of exercise would you think would be best for your thyroid? Well, let's start with long or endurance exercise, like an hour or more of a low intensity where you don't feel the burn, but you're going for a long period of time, such as aerobic or endurance exercise. Look what it shows. It actually increases stress in the body, which increases cortisol and suppresses growth hormone and an important hormone we're going to talk more about, thyroid stimulating hormone. Let's look at the other side. Vigorous, high intensity exercise, shorter. We'll talk about it on the next slide. Research shows that high intensity interval training, getting the burn, resting, getting the burn again, resting, getting the burn again, promotes release of growth hormone and suppression of cortisol, the stress hormone, which can help to optimize thyroid function. And I shared with you at the bottom there the article, which you can access below if you're on our website. Let's put this into a very easy to understand perspective. Vigorous exercise, short bursts, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, quick bouts of moderate to heavy weightlifting, quick bouts of sprinting or a CrossFit class, or 30, 40 minutes of getting in and out of the burn promotes growth hormone, promotes thyroid stimulating hormone. On the other end of the spectrum, endurance, an hour or more, suppresses growth hormone and suppresses thyroid stimulating hormone, which we're going to talk about in a second. And of course, if you're not doing any exercise, this causes your thyroid to be underactive, which is the main problem with people who have hyperthyroidism, which brings us back to what is thyroid stimulating hormone. Most people have never heard about it. It's the hormone that's released from an active lifestyle, specifically high intensity exercise, that stimulates your thyroid to produce thyroid hormones. And again, high intensity, shorter bursts, feeling the burn when you exercise, thyroid stimulating hormone is produced in the greatest amount with this type of exercise. Which brings us back to, what do we do for people who have fatigue, weight gain, mood swings, lethargy, can't get going, don't sleep well at night, can't seem to lose weight no matter what they try, and have been diagnosed with a hypoactive or hypothyroidism? Well, as I've just shared with you, science has already concluded that vigorous exercise, which stimulates growth hormone and stimulates thyroid stimulating hormone, can help a hypoactive thyroid normalize. But here's the problem everybody faces. Look, we all know what we need to do. What I just shared with you, you already knew. You knew you should be doing 30, 40 minutes of vigorous exercise every day. But we all have the same challenge. 99% of the people cannot or will not do vigorous exercise due to time constraints, busy schedule, kids, work, travel. Many people are dealing with joint pains, back pain, neck, knee, shoulder, or some type of arthritis and can't do vigorous exercise. And one of the biggest problems, the people who are doing exercise are not doing high intensity. Think of a light 30-minute ride on the bike or 30 minutes of light exercise at the gym or going for a vigorous walk or playing tennis or pickleball or golf, yet you still have hypothyroidism or an underactive thyroid. And again, it's because it's not vigorous enough to stimulate growth hormone and thyroid stimulating hormone. And then with the current problems we have in our society, many people now can't even get to a gym or get out of the house to access the equipment to do vigorous exercise. That's why B3 is such an exciting new technology for people who are having thyroid problems, because no more do you need heavy weights. You don't even need a gym. Now, if you love the gym, you're going to be able to implement this at the gym. But here's the great thing: no more hour workouts. Think light weights, 20, 25 minutes, not being sore the next day. You can do it from home, work, or travel. You don't even need equipment. It's as simple as going for a walk. And it stimulates a natural growth hormone release, and it can promote a natural thyroid stimulating hormone release. What is this breakthrough? It's called B3 bands. It's got over 40 years of research and results in Japan. It's been proven in our USA Olympic athletes. And now with B3, since we launched over a little bit of 12 months ago, we have over 9,000 people already experiencing incredible results. It's proven to get results. In addition to thyroid health, it can help improve your health in blood sugar, bone, heart, and even your brain. Now, why does it work? Well, let's go back. We need vigorous exercise. Light exercise won't do it. When you put the bands on your arms and legs and pump them up with the handheld pumps, very easy. You can get all 4 bands on or 2 bands on in a minute or 2 minutes. It safely squeezes and slows down oxygen flowing in and out of the muscle. Now, what happens in a muscle when you do vigorous exercise? You're doing exercise that reduces oxygen and stimulates lactic acid. But with the bands on, that becomes much easier, meaning you get that exercise burn, which is needed, or that lactic acid in half the time with half the weight, because the bands have reduced oxygen. And you get a much deeper fatigue. As a matter of fact, no matter what exercise you apply it to, walking, biking, elite level athlete training, heavy weight lifting, sprinting, you're going to get a deeper fatigue with the bands than is possible without the bands on. And because you're doing less work and less weight to get this wonderful burn and this lactic acid and simulate high intensity exercise, by doing less, you typically have less pain and less soreness, and you recover much faster. Look at this study. Over on the left side, it's a group of middle-aged men doing bicep curls with a medium weight, 3 sets of 8, and their oxygen deprivation or reduction in the muscles is getting down to about 35%. This is where most people train. This is not producing growth hormone. Why? It's not fatiguing enough. It's not vigorous enough. The exact same men on the other side then had B3 or BFR bands put on their arms, and then they did the same exercises with half the weight. Now look what happened. Their oxygen levels dropped much, much lower. Let me put this in perspective. You're going to be doing light exercise, but you're going to be fatiguing in an oxygen deficit, which is safe in your muscles, like you are an elite level athlete, which stimulates growth hormone. Look at this growth hormone study. And there's many more out on our website. Middle-aged men, 25 times increase in growth hormone as compared to exercise without the bands on. To put this in perspective, when you start using the B3 bands, most of you will be experiencing growth hormone surges and thyroid stimulation hormone release like you've never experienced in your entire life. Let's look at some examples. Janine, she's been exercising her whole life. She's one of these people that loves that endurance, hour or more exercise. What's the problem? It's not quick enough and vigorous enough to stimulate growth hormone and thyroid stimulating hormone. She switched to the B3 bands, started working out for 20 minutes, and went back to her doctor after about 3 months. And he told her she no longer needed to take her thyroid medication and couldn't understand what she was doing. And she told him, I'm doing now shorter exercise with the B3 bands. And she'll tell you, I'm leaner, I have more energy, I'm sleeping better, all signs that her thyroid is functioning better. How about Kathy and Ronnie? They're in their early 60s and they've tried every diet. What's the problem? They are not interested in going to a gym, lifting heavy weights. That's not something that's optional for them in their early 60s, but they will go for a walk. They simply put the bands on, walk the dog for 15 minutes. In 6 weeks, they lost 40 pounds. Their energy skyrocketed. They've got more muscle tone and strength. Why is this happening? With the bands on, doing light exercise, they're simulating high intensity exercise. Look at this guy who undoubtedly has a low or underactive thyroid. Why? Because he had gained over 100 pounds. Now, Stan's like many people. He doesn't want to lift weights for an hour. He doesn't want to go to the gym. He doesn't want to join a 45-minute CrossFit. And he doesn't want a trainer barking at him to push him to work harder than he wants to. He simply implemented the bands 5 to 6 days a week in his basement for 15 to 20 minutes doing light exercise with rubber bands and walking up and down his steps. His energy skyrocketed. Guess what else happened? He lost 100 pounds in 9 months. Growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone from the B3 bands simulating high intensity exercise. How about Lisa? Lisa's an avid pickleball player, plays 6 to 8 hours per week, but can't lose weight, has low energy at times, signs of hypothyroidism. Now, what's the problem with her activity? It's wonderful activity, but this 6 to 8 hours a week of pickleball is not creating a burn in her muscles. It's not vigorous exercise, it's light. Thus, she's not getting growth hormone and thyroid stimulating hormone. In a matter of 2 months of doing nothing but putting the bands on when she played pickleball, she lost 17 pounds and her energy skyrocketed. The difference, doing her light exercise with the bands on created a deeper fatigue, created the burn, and turned on growth hormone and thyroid stimulating hormone. So now you can see, we know from research and our doctors and prestigious universities like Harvard that we need vigorous exercise. Now we can put the bands on and every one of us can do light exercise to get these benefits. What else does it benefit? Walking with blood flow resistance bands or doing light exercise also stimulates your cardiovascular system to get younger. It also stimulates better bone density. This is a study making it an exciting potential for osteoporosis. Your brain also benefits. There's a study on people doing light exercise with BFR bands, and it increases blood flow to the brain, and it actually is protective for your brain. Guess what else it does? Doing BFR exercise is also a boost to your immune system and helps build a stronger immune system. Again, the study proves it. Well, B3 bands are an exciting new technology that will allow everyone now, as early as ages 8 all the way up to ages 90, to do 15, 20 minutes of light exercise and get the benefits of vigorous exercise. Busy moms and dads, kids, seniors, athletes at all levels, people in pain, people with early cardiovascular disease, people with hypothyroidism, people with brain degenerative problems, even people with blood sugar or diabetic problems. All these people need one thing: vigorous exercise. In a study of 12,000 people in Japan, they determined that BFR training is safe for healthy people and can even be applied to persons with various kinds of physical conditions, including cerebrovascular diseases, orthopedic diseases, obesity, cardiac diseases, neuromuscular diseases, diabetes, hypertension, and respiratory disease. You can find that safety study on our website. So, how do you get started with the new way to exercise? It's easy. Order your B3 bands. If you're on our website, just go up to the shop button. And then once you get your bands, we're going to have one of our coaches contact you and send you a program for fast results. The bands are only $429. They'll last you several years. In addition, you get a free set of exercise tubing so you can exercise from anywhere. And again, you get a coach for 12 months. Now, we'll send you a program, and then you can choose, like we might send you Walk for Fitness or Get Back in Shape or Lose Weight Tone Up, all which will help stimulate healthier thyroid function. If you want one of our other programs, simply reply to your coach and ask for one of over 25 different programs. Now, here's what's great. We're going to send you videos showing you how to get started, how to put the bands on, and then you're going to have a coach for 12 months to ask any questions that you have. And we're even going to give you a 30-day test drive after you purchase your bands. If you don't absolutely love them, simply send them back for a full refund minus the shipping fee within 30 days. And for people who are on a tight budget, we even have a zero down, zero interest for 6 months. You can get started on this new exciting technology for as little as $75 a month for 6 months. Now, if you want more information, hopefully you're on our website right now. You can go into the B3 Health section and learn about, in addition to thyroid, things like bone health, brain health, heart health, immune health, pain, vein health. You can go into the results section and see some of our different programs like Get Back in Shape, Lose Weight, programs for seniors, Perform Better. If you ever have any questions about the bands or your specific condition, simply email us at any time at support@b3sciences.com. Well, thanks for watching this video on how to promote thyroid health with B3 bands.